Now we are going to talk about demand and supply. Yes, some people have been hearing the things, demand, supply, what. But here we want to know what is demand. The law of demand states what? We need to know some things, some factors. Even a person who's not in business, if even a parent who is watching this thing can understand. No, what is demand? What is supply? So here they are saying demand is ability and willingness to buy a given commodity at a given time from a given place of market. Here, ability, capacity. You as a consumer, which capacity do you have to buy some product, but from some place or from a shop, and at a given time? Good. So which capacity do you have? You as a consumer, or you the buyer who is going to buy that product from that shop. And here they are saying the law of demand states that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded of a commodity. And the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded of a commodity, keeping other factors constant. When we come to this law of demand, it is showing us that when the price of a commodity is low, if something has a low price, more people will buy it, or more consumers will come and buy it because it is affordable, it is at low price. But when the product is high, for example, vehicles, we have different vehicles. Find out that our vehicles in 50 million, 30 million, those things. Yeah, they have more market. A lot of people are buying them. But when we come to these vehicles, which cost 200 million plus, or even 150 million, and most people, they call those vehicles luxurious cars, you find out that there are few people are buying them. That means the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, because there are very few people who have capacity to buy those products. And here it is showing our illustration. It is showing price and demand. Demand, will say it is like a consumer, a person or a person is buying that thing. They are showing us on Monday some product. It was costing 100,000, and the demand was 500. People who came to buy, they were 500. On Tuesday, the same product, it can be the same, or the other product increased to 2,500. And when that product was at 2,500, consumers or customers reduced to 400. Then on Wednesday, the price went to 3,000, and people who came to buy, or customers who went there to buy, reduced to 250. Then on Saturday, the price went ahead to 4,000, and it is showing clear that the people who came to buy, it was 100. When you check this range, it is showing it clear when the price is high. When the price is low, for example, on Monday, the price was at 1,000, and people who came to buy, they were 500. But when you saw on Saturday, the product was at 4,000, and people who came to buy, they were only 100. It shows that when the price is high, the quantity is less demanded, or people who come to buy that product, they are very low, or they are less. And when the price is low, people comes in full swing to buy that product. And so here we are going to see some factors. Which factors influence demand? Which factors bring that thing? So the first one, we have price of a commodity. This one almost is described by a law of demand. When the price of a commodity is high, less low quantity is demanded. Yes. Then when the price of a commodity is high, no, when the price of a commodity is low, the demand, or people will come to buy that product, are going to be more because the people have capacity to buy at low prices. They are very more, and people who are able to buy at higher prices, they are very low. Then the second one, we have price of a substitute. For example, we have different toothpastes. Yes, we have Epsodent, we have Fresh Up, we have Dent, we have Colgate. That means if the product, if a substitute is at low price, more people will buy. Eh? They will come in full swing and buy those products. But when the substitute is high, people will come in low numbers to buy those products because the capacity is still low. Then we have size of a market. Here, size of a market. When you have high size of a market or a big size of a market, a lot of things will be demanded. Eh? People will demand a lot of things. For example, here we have sugar. Sugar in a town or in cities or in developed areas, they have high demand because people in those areas, they come and buy sugar. So it means people will come and buy sugar in higher quantities. But in a village, people who take sugar, they are very less. And you find out that in those shops in villages, they are selling sugar at high price. Since you may find out it is the only person who is having a shop, it means he will put on high prices in order to recover his things because he's going to bring sugar, to spend more time in the shop, and he will charge more money and to remove slowly by slowly. But in the town, there are a lot of people in the shops. The competition is high. It means people will reduce the price of sugar. Yes, they will reduce. And more people will come and buy. It means when the market is big, they will demand for more product. And more products will be demanded. Yes, people will buy more products because the market is big. Then when you come to the village, it has a smaller market. That means less goods will be demanded, or low goods will be demanded. Then you have expected prices in near future. This one, it is like this. We are in 2025, but when someone comes and say maybe in the price of bottle 2026 it will reduce, people will not buy that product. They'll be buying like in less quantities. They're buying small things, waiting for 2026 to come and buy at lower prices. The one they're expecting at lower prices. Then, when they say we are in 2025 and they say in 2026 the prices of bottle will increase, people are going to demand for more bottle in 2025. They will buy more and stock, so that when 2026 comes and the prices are going high, they will be already having that product. They will be already having that store. So for expect the prices, when they expect price to be high, a lot of things will be like the demand is going to be high now. But when they expect those things to be at low prices, next year they will buy less, or they will have low demand of that product. Then you have changes in the seasons. When you talk about changes in seasons, different commodities or different products have seasons. For example, success cards. In exam time, success cards, they have high demand that time, but when the exams time ends, success cards will have low demand. Yeah, even for Valentine, during Valentine period, flowers have high demands, but during that period after Valentine, flowers will have low demand. Then you have income of a consumer. Here, if a person is having more income, or if a person earns more money, he has a capacity to buy a lot of things and at any price. That means a lot of products will have high demand because the person is able, the purchasing power is high. Yes, that's when you find out that this one is common in supermarkets. It's very hard to find someone in supermarket who earns this, because they will go there and buy more products. That's why you find they pick and pick and pick and pick, and they charge them a lot of money. Good. But when you have less income, you will have limited some things. Maybe you will say, I'm going to buy maybe like food, pay some current, do this and do this and do this. It means for you, the demand of some products will be very, very low because you are calculating things are not coming out because of low income. Yeah, so that is demand. For it, demand. For this one, demand is about a consumer and the price and given time. So now we are going to supply. When someone talks about supply, what comes into your mind? Yes, supply. But for me, when someone say supply, the thing that comes into my mind is someone producing like those things. Like here they have said, supply refers to quantity of goods or service that a producer is able and willing to offer for sale at alternative prices in a given period of time. Yeah, here they are talking about producer, the originator of good. Like for example, if it is like sugar, and we hear maybe who produces sugar, you hear names like Kachla, you hear names like those names, those companies that produce sugar. So here we are talking about those things that producers, the thing, the quantity, how many quantities are they willing to offer for sale? How many capacity are they willing to bring into the market for sale at some price and at a given period of time? Yes, different prices at a given period of time. Maybe they can say, in June, let's bring sugar at this price. They say maybe in August they bring sugar in this price. So for them, they determine when to bring that sugar and at which price. So that is supplier. Good. And you are saying someone's going to supply me this, this guy is my supplier. Like those things. So here under law of supply, they are saying the higher the price of a commodity, the higher the quantity supplied, and the lower the price of a commodity, the lower the quantity supplied, keeping other factors constant. Because here the supplier knows if the price of a commodity is high. Yes, here the supplier knows if the price of a commodity is high, he will produce more goods and get more profits. But when the price of a commodity is low, he will get he will supply less because he knows if he supplies, he will get low profits. Then, and this is what is shown here on this illustration. On this illustration, it shows that on Monday, a commodity, on Monday, the price of each commodity, it was 1,000, and the supplier supplied 1 because he or she knows they're going to get low profits. But on Wednesday, the price of a commodity increased to 2,000, and suppliers increased on that product. They produced 2. On Friday, the price of each commodity was 3,000, and the supplier produced 4 commodities. Then on Sunday, the price of each product was 6,000, and the supplier produced 5 commodities. It means under supply. When the supply is high, also the price is high. When the price reduces, also supply reduces. And here we want to know factors that affect supply. Like here we have said price of a commodity. We have said price of a commodity. When the price of a commodity is high, like we have seen it in our law of supply, when the price of a commodity is high, when the price of a commodity is high, when the price of a commodity is high, the higher the quantity supplied, because high price enables the producer to maximize profits. Since, yes, they will know if they sell more at higher prices, they will get more profits. But when the price of a commodity is low, they lower the quantity supplied because the producer will get low profits. Yes, they know they will get profits from those low priced products. Then, level of technology. When you talk about technology, for example, advanced technology, where you have modern machines, you use skilled labor, you have those things there, a lot of commodities are going to be supplied because the process of producing those products, it is very smooth and quick. You can take something to your company, or you can bring in raw materials like new hours. You have already finished products. But when the level of technology is low, like those previous days, backward, when we are still using traditional ways of producing something, you may find out that a product, it takes like a lot of days or a lot of time to turn into finished products. That means when you use that method, you will have low product. You will have low quantity supplied because the process of producing it is very slow. Then we have government policy of subsidization and taxation. Of course, here when you subsidize, or when you pardon people taxation, this one is common to investors. They always pardon investors. They come in and they tell, like, for them they are tax free for some period of time. It means a lot of products are going to be supplied since they don't have something to disturb them. And even taxes, when the taxes are very low, people produce more. They supply more things because they know they will pay low taxes. But when there are no subsidization and taxes are high, people will produce low things, or they will supply less. Because they know if they supply the amount of things they will supply to the highest taxes they are going to pay. Then you have number of producers in a market, of course. Like here, when you are in area and you have a lot of people who sell like almost a similar product, it means a lot of things. There is a variety, a lot of things are supplied in that area. But when you reach an area where it is like a monopoly, for example, you reach in some area, you find out that there is only one hardware. It means if a product is missing in that hardware, you will not get it anywhere. That shows that when you have more producers, you will have more goods or commodity supplied. But when you have less producers or no one or one, you will have low commodity or low quantity supplied. Then you also have size of a market, because here, of course, when the size of a market is big, when you know that when I bring this one, I will sell it immediately. When I bring this, I will sell it immediately. A lot of things will come. You get? They will produce more because they know if they produce, they will buy it. If they produce, they will buy it. But when the size of a market is low, they will also produce low quantity because they know if they produce more, it will not move. That's when they start producing low. They produce low things, or they supply low because the market is very small. Then you have political state in a country. Yes, this one talks about the business. In here, political stability. When you know the country is very, very peaceful, you can do whatever you want. You can produce in large quantities because you are assured that your products or your goods have security. No one can touch them. But when you are in unstable countries, or where there is a lot of insecurity, a lot of people produce less because they are insecure. They know anytime they can take their products and make losses. So that's why they produce less. They are in insecurity places. It will be low quantity supply. Then in high protected or say political stability, high commodities will be supplied because they are secured and they know they are safe. Then the last one, we have level of infrastructure development. Here, for example, roads. When the roads are good, when it is having electricity, what is available, everything, a lot of goods are going to be produced because everything is clear. It takes less time to be produced. But when we have bad infrastructures, for example, no electricity, roads are bad, no water, there, low things are going to be, low quantity are going to be produced because it takes a lot of process and takes a lot of time to produce that product. So that's our thing. That's our supply and demand. Yes, I have given you these factors. They are very less. Factors are more, but for me, I've given you very less. Can you go ahead and search for your own factors? Or if you are willing to study these things, for example, students can search and get more points. But that's our thing for today. Thank you.